Alright guys, what is going on? We are rocking this thing. It's been about a year. We're doing pretty well with COVID. Got both my shots. I don't know what that was. But yeah, it's been about a year since my last grab bag. Really, first and last. I only did one. First thing I want to talk about, the last kind of show, movie, whatever I want to say that I completed was Invincible. Now, something you should know about me, not really, I have respect for animators, but I've always preferred live action. I've never really been much into animation, been much into anime. Again, I have respect for the craft, but it was never really my thing. Having said that, I yearned for Invincible every week, and really maybe only one episode disappointed, I'd say, just because it was kind of a fluff of an episode. Maybe you'll know which one I'm talking about, maybe you won't. But yeah, you've probably heard it a million times on YouTube. It starts out as this simple, first of all, it's from the creators of Walking Dead, both the comic book and the show, Robert Kirkman. But yet, it does such a great job of deceiving you. And that, I mean that for better or worse. You think it's just a super wholesome family superhero themed show, and then it's suddenly not. And I'm not going to talk about why. One, obviously spoilers, and two is because if it hasn't been spoiled for you, it probably easily can be on YouTube. You've probably heard about it a million times why this show is what it is and regarded as what it is. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I am here to talk about the newest episode of Grab Bag, which again has been a minute or three since I have done. I don't know why I'm talking like William Shatner. All right. The grab bag for the day is... This one's a classic. I'm just going to get that out of the way. It's one of the best coming-of-age films, I think. And even though it's not John Hughes, might as well be. I think the reason John Hughes probably didn't direct this movie is because it was probably a little too raunchy. Or maybe he just didn't think. This is something I want to try out on this channel. Most people, they just say the basic log line or synopsis. Since I'm holding the physical copy of the DVD in my hand, I would like to just read the synopsis. Academy Award winner Sean Penn, which I'm sure he won the Academy Award for Spicoli, leads an all-star cast: Jennifer Jason Leigh, Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold, in the hilarious portrayal of a group of Southern California high school students and their most important subjects: sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Already going to get demonetized. Amy Heckerling's director of Clueless, if you didn't know that. Insert as if clip.
Ugh, as if.
Still haven't seen Clueless. I just know that clip. Brings to life first-time screenwriter Cameron Crowe. Cameron Crowe wrote this movie. We Bought a Zoo, Vanilla Sky, Almost Famous. Man, this is like star-studded before they were stars. That was probably one of the most profound things that I have ever said. Featuring decade-defining music from the Go-Go's, Oingo Boingo, the Cars, great soundtrack, film debuts of future stars. Wait, when was Nick Cage? It says Nicolas Cage was in the movie. When was Nick Cage in the movie? I'm processing that Nicolas Cage was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is such a Mandela effect moment. Nick Cage?
I am so tired of dealing with incompetence.
I might have to insert a clip of Nick Cage in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, because That's unreal to me. What scene was he? I'm sorry to stop the review. Anyways, and at the risk of becoming demonetized, I'll have to click the not for kids section. But that's really what this movie is about, is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I think that's kind of, it's a paradox. It's both over and undersimplifying what the movie is. Because, yes, it is a movie about sex, but it's also about sex and the implications that come with it, both physically, so maybe, you've seen the movie, dealing with pregnancy, and eventually abortion, and the feelings that come with sex, and just that really, this movie is such a predecessor to, that's what I love about it. It's John Hughes, but it's not, because it's not American Pie just yet. It's the 80s, we haven't gotten to that point yet, so it is angsty, it is raunchy, but it's not American Pie angsty, it's not American Pie raunchy. But again, it still does tell those themes in a more adult manner, I'd say, of love and romance, probably a little more maturely than any of the John Hughes movies. So, but that's kind of where it's in the odd, and this isn't really the movie's fault. I feel like this is just the MPAA standards of what you could and could not show. Given the movie was R, it didn't try to skim past with the PG rating, even though 16 Candles showed boobs and it was PG and it said big boy words. The movie was like, we're here to tell a mature story. We want to and need to tell a mature story, but at the same time, it tries to tell, and maybe I'm gonna get some hate, it is a fun watch, but if you think about the themes it is trying to tell, and that's not really a fault of the movie, but more a fault of the rating system, but yet I still can't help fault the movie for this, and because it did try to tell mature themes when it knew it couldn't, such as, again, sex and romance and ultimately abortion, which, movies of the 80s, including Dirty Dancing, they started to touch on these very serious topics, and then they just prom, go to prom, everything's fine, everyone goes to prom, everyone's happy. It's like, that's not real life. I get escapism, but it's just I'm rambling. Long and the short is, I think this movie tries to tell a lot of mature themes, but ultimately can't because of the scrutiny of the rating system. So it's kind of a poop or get off the pot moment. So ultimately, I have to give this movie a 3 out of 5. I know I'm probably gonna get death threats, but you know what? Never mind.